The Monster of Canterlot, Chapter 29. Cousin! Cadence galloped down the hall to meet me as I walked to the dining hall with Celestia and Una. Bunny was behind us. I didn't get a chance to greet her before she tackled me to the ground in a hug. I came as soon as I heard what happened. How'd you find out so quickly? Twilight sent a letter, we both said at the same time, and then laughed about it. Cadence backed off me and allowed me to stand. I'm really happy to see you, Caddy, I told her as I brushed myself off. Wow, you haven't called me that since we were foals. Must be worse than I thought. Oh, come on. You know better than any pony here just how bad it is. Caden's smile faded. You're right. I do. I could feel it from down the hall. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything. I simply nodded and hugged her. Easy there, monkey, Shining called from a little down the hall as he headed towards us. That one's mine. Hey, I saw her first. As soon as he reached us, I threw an arm around his neck and dragged him into the hug as well. It's good to see you, Shining. You too, Chris. I only wish it was under better circumstances. Well, if you had gotten here yesterday, we would have had some cake left. I looked over my shoulder at Celestia, who smiled sheepishly and shrugged. What? I couldn't let it go to waste now, could I? Besides, I was a little upset. Still am. We all got a little laugh out of that. While this is a wonderful reunion, I believe our breakfast is getting cold. Indeed, Luna makes an excellent point. Let's eat. After I released my favorite cousin and her husband, we all followed Celestia into the dining hall. King Gerfon and Blue Blood were already there and waiting. Gerfon greeted me with some spicy Bredelian sausage. For his part, Blue Blood simply nodded as I walked by. I don't know if he actually pitied me right now, or if he was afraid of backlash from every pony else in the room. After breakfast, we all went to the gardens, except Luna. She went to bed, and Blue Blood. We were all enjoying the mid-morning sun in the gazebo and simply enjoyed each other's company, though I could tell there was a certain subject that was being carefully avoided. So much so, in fact, that there weren't even any roses in the gardens. Luna had them all removed overnight, much to the gardener's lament. Cadence had just finished adding her own feather to my collection when my attention was drawn away. Oh, I almost forgot, Bunny spoke up. Iron made this for your birthday, but we never got a chance to give it to you. She levitated a small wrapped box from within a pocket in her apron. I held out my hand and she placed the box in it. You know you didn't have to do that. And you know we don't feel the same way. We owe you far more than we could ever hope to repay, so just shut up and open it. There was a round of laughter before I obeyed her order. Inside the box was a dagger and sheath. It wasn't the kind that one would expect of royalty, i.e., covered in gold and jewels. Instead, it had a carved elkhorn handle, and the blade had two different colors. One half a brilliant stainless, the other a dark gunmetal. Wow, it's great. I hugged Bunny tight. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. The hug was released. And I know Hiram will be happy too. He told me the two colors are meant to represent the princesses and how they are always there to protect you. I slid it onto my belt right then and there, but couldn't stop taking it out and admiring it. It really got me thinking. A dagger that represents my family protecting me. It actually seemed adequate. Sure, you think protection, you think shield. Every sane pony would. Or maybe a sword. But a sword is used to cut some pony down. It's an offensive weapon. A shield would certainly do for protection, but without training, it can be just a big and clumsy chunk of wood or steel. A dagger, however, is sleek, small, mostly unseen, and a last line of defense weapon. Of course, the dagger in the hooves of a spy can bring down governments. Luckily, I wasn't a spy. Everybody was conversing and trying very hard to make it seem like they weren't all there to simply make me feel better. I got their attention rather quickly, though. I want to take care of the foal. Silence. Honey, you don't mean you want to adopt it, do you? Celestia finally asked, nervous of the answer. What? No, of course not. The collective sigh of relief rivaled the pleasant breeze. No, I mean setting up a trust or scholarship or something. Rose may be a cheating, lying witch of a mare, but her foal hasn't done anything wrong. I don't want it to suffer because its mom's a horse. I think that's a very mature decision, and I couldn't be prouder of you for making it, Celestia said as she wrapped a wing around me and drew me in for a hug. I agree, though I think we should make sure that Rose can't get her hooves on the funds you intend for the foal, Gerfon suggested. Right, That mare doesn't deserve a single bit from you, Shining Armor agreed. The other ponies present hummed their approval. I stood up from where I was seated. I think that would be easy enough to arrange. We do have some of the best law ponies in Equestria employed here in the palace, and I have no doubt they could write up a contract that would ensure she gets nothing, but the foal gets a decent opportunity in life. I began to walk away from the group. For now, though, I think I would like to just take a walk around Canterlot and clear my head a little bit. Thank you all so very much for coming. Wait, honey, take a guard with you. Oh, Mom, I just want to go for a walk by myself. I'm not even leaving the city, and you know there aren't many ponies out there that could pose a threat to me. I don't need a full sitter. How about a cousin? Shining Armor asked. Let me tag along with you. You'll have a guard with you, and I promise not to keep you on a leash. Done. Come on. I waved Shining over as I turned and headed out of the gardens. Don't worry, Princess. I'll keep him safe. I know you will, Shiny. You always have. He smiled at the compliment and trotted after me. Look at all of them, Shiny. I know it's not right, but I can't help but feel cheated. What do you mean? All these happy couples everywhere? What do I have that I don't? Why them and not me? I sighed deeply. Oh well. There's no point in dwelling on it. How about we just get drunk? Really? I don't think I've even heard of you drinking before, let alone getting drunk. Never really had a reason before. Now, where do the guards go to drink after work? He led me to a small pub not far outside the palace gates. It was nice, clean, and had a very welcoming feel to it. Best of all, it was quiet and fairly empty. There were a few guards that I recognized and started to stand and bow, but I stopped them. They were off duty, and I always hated that stuff. We ordered a tall cider each and sat down in a corner booth. Quietly, we drank our drinks and just enjoyed time away from the mares. Unfortunately, while Sterling nursed off just one drink, I had no intention of being able to walk or even talk by the end of the hour. Besides, it was my first time drinking. I only hit 21 a few hours before. Now, let me be perfectly clear about this. I'm not proud about my behavior in any way, shape, or form. I'm telling you this simply for the sake of being completely honest. I could just easily say, woe is me, and skip on to happy times again, but that wouldn't be fair to everybody. Come on, Chris, we need to get you home, he said as he tugged on my sleeve with his magic. He was also one of the few who knew the trick of how to use magic on me. Your mother would launch me off the mountain if I let you make a fool of yourself. She totally would, too, I said a little louder than I thought I had. Luckily, you got Cadence, and she can't shoot no matter what. I then patted Shining on the head. Again, not proud. You, sir, are the luckiest stallion in all of Equestria. You don't have to tell me that. Now march! Yes, Captain, I saluted and nearly stumbled. Somehow, Shining managed to keep me walking in a straight path and upright, though due to the height difference, he was unable to keep me from speaking my impaired mind. Even when we came across Fluttershy outside the main gate. Hey! Fluttershy! I thought you went home. What are you doing here? I was, well, you see, I needed some specialized cages, and, there's this. Did you know that when you turn your head, I reached out and took hold of her face and turned it slightly, not proud, like this, your mane frames your face, and the cutish pink heart. The poor mare managed to get out nothing more than a squeak and a heavy blush before she yanked her head from my hands and galloped inside the castle. Nice work, monkey. You scared the poor thing to death. Aw, I didn't mean to. I was just trying to be nice. I kicked a loose stone in the gravel path, stumbled, and fell on my butt. I was about to stand up, but instead decided to just lay in the dirt and rocks and stare up at the sky. Man, I just don't think I'll ever understand mares. Shining sat on his haunches next to me. Chris, I'm married to the Princess of Love, and even I don't think I'll ever understand them. Hey, between you and me, I prefer the battlefield to the dating scene. At least there on the battlefield, you know who is trying to help and who is trying to. He stopped when he realized just what he was about to say and who he was about to say it to. Hurt you, lie to you, use you to get title, money, power, status, and fame? Shiny nodded slowly. Yeah, that. I'm sorry, Chris, but as long as you have a crown, there will be mares out there who will try to use you to get one of their own. I propped myself up on my elbows, felt the rods dig in, and laid back down. Yeah, Mom and Luna warned me about that already, but I still want to believe there are good mares out there. Well, and I know this will sound weird coming from me, but there's always Twilight. You're both about the same age, and she's already a princess, so you know she won't go for your heritage or anything. Why not her? You mean the mare I thought of as a cousin for the last 15 years? I don't think so. Fair enough. What about her friends? They're all attractive and around the same age as you. How about it? Hmm, I don't know. Maybe. I got back up off the ground with some assistance and managed to dust myself off. Either way, I don't want to talk about it right now, or any time in the near future, for that matter. Shining let out a deep sigh. Look, Chris, I wish I could tell you that this was a one-time thing, but that would be a lie. Truth is, when you're looking for love, you're going to get hurt. There are a lot of mares out there like Rose, though not quite as extreme, that are going to try to use you. Heck, it's happened to me. I looked at him in mild shock. It's true. Having your sister be the sole student of the princess is news that spreads quickly. There was a filly in school I dated who swore she loved me with all her heart, but it was a lie. Caden saw through her in a heartbeat and let me know. What happened? I asked. I dumped her. At first she begged me not to, but that didn't last. Soon, she was yelling and cursing and calling me names. One of her friends told me a couple days later about how she had planned to date me just so she could get closer to royalty. I was crushed. Yeah, but now you got Caddy. So didn't things work out in the end? Cheyenne looked at me from the corner of his eye and let a grin start to creep across his face. It finally dawned on me what he was trying to say. Oh, I get it. So what you're saying is that there's some pony out there who is meant for me and won't ever do anything to hurt me, right? Shining simply nodded. And that pony is Cadence. He lied again, but stopped halfway and jerked back to reality. Wait, what? By now, I was having fun. I turned and half ran, half staggered into the palace, yelling for Cadence, and how Shining said we were meant to be. Shining, however, wasn't having nearly as much fun as me, which made my fun all that much greater. What I didn't know was, at that very moment, there was a certain buttery Pegasus pacing in her room. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. She was stroking her long pink mane. She didn't know what else to do with herself. Did he really say cute? That was the day I learned of the glories of drink. Well, at least until the morning.